everyone, this is Nikki of Nikki Hearts Cards. I'm here today to show you a new product from iCrafter, and also let's make a cool Valentine's card. So I've got this box pop base that is in my hand right now, and this is going to make a card that is like an oval base and it slides into an A2 envelope, which is really cool. They have this new scooter add-on for it, so it's called the Box Pop Scooter add-on, and I think this could be used for so many things. Of course, it's got lots of Valentine's things with it, but it could be so precious on a birthday card. So many things you can do with it. If you hadn't had the chance, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. I will go over how we can make this card, and it's really cool because it's not just a card. It's something that you could sit out and display, which is really cool. So I'm going to take you through that just to make a little fun thing for your Valentine, and we'll get right into it. I'm going to start by coloring my parts with Copic markers. So I was going to, of course, speed this up so that you don't have to watch all of the coloring, but I want to show you the colors that I used. I used BG13 and BG23 on this scooter. I just felt like a teal scooter would look so cute with some pink accents to it. So we're going to get right into that. This may look weird, but sometimes I like to lay the color down where it's going to go, just put some stripes so that I know what I'm coloring, because with this piece, you don't need to cover the back fender and the front fender, because as you can see right now, I'm coloring that front fender. So you don't really have to color it on the die cut piece. So it'll save you a little time if you really kind of look at your pieces and figure out where that color's got to go. And that's why I started, and I even put a little mark where that fender is on accident. So that's why I've kind of just scribbled a little color down. So now you can go back in and color where you need to for this. And I know that makes a mess, but you know, with Copic markers, you can really do a lot of blending. And so I don't really worry about those previous things. I know I'm going to coat this with a lot of ink, and it just really helps me figure out where I'm going. I do say when you're coloring your die cuts to try to make sure you get the edge. I don't know if you can see the edge a lot of times stays white. And so I go to the outside edge of each thing that I color and add a little bit of ink there. And then right here, you know, I don't have to be super neat because I know part of this is getting covered up. So you can also just cut your pieces out of colored cardstock, which is fine. I just a lot of times feel like I can match my colors a little bit better. See how I'm kind of going over that edge? I can match my colors better if I do Copics. So a lot of times I will do some Copics, and I do love the shading effects you can get with them too. So along this, you'll see how I'm going along this wider edge here and just making sure that I've got some color on the outside edge of my cardstock, because you want it to not have that white line around it, and you will get that if you don't color the edges. So that's one thing about doing Copics. You really got to make sure you got that edge and that you're not seeing any white through to give the really good look. See how seamless that looks where you're not seeing any white edges? I just really love that. I'm going to skip the rest of coloring the green part of the scooter, and I'm going to move on to the other parts so you'll know what colors I used. So for the seat of the scooter, I used C5. So I'm going to color that in, and then I'm going to show you what I used for the wheels. I did C10 on the wheels, and this wheel cuts out this outside part. It also cuts an inner part of the wheel, so you could leave the inner part white, you could color it on the actual scooter, or you could use the little piece that comes out of the middle. I ended up using the piece out of the middle and cut it out of a silver cardstock. I would advise sticking the wheels down before you glue anything else, because they go behind some of your other die cut pieces like these fenders. So I went on and glued my wheels first. You could cut your wheels to match that perfectly. I just put mine underneath the fenders, and it gave it a little bit more 3D look. I then used the silver middle part that I'd cut out, so it makes that wheel look so cute. So here's another example of coloring any white edges that you can see with the appropriate color. So I just take my green marker and I'm going to color the edges of this scooter if I can see any white. I think this makes your project look a lot more professional, and it just really looks cool with those die cuts. So don't forget to add that extra step. So here it is with the seat, the back light in silver, and the fenders on it. I did go and color at C5 the little handlebars, and then I'm going to put this cute silver front light on and stick the basket on, and then we're going to get move into the 3D part. So here's what that scooter looks like. I'm gonna add some balloons kind of trailing off of it. I think this could make it such a cute birthday card too. So I'm gonna show you how I color the balloons. I did that same C10 as the balloon strings. This is the same color that I used on the wheels, and so I'm going to get those balloon strings. This set will actually cut out your balloon strings for you, but I figured that these looked great just colored black. So I'm going to use RV13 and RV14, and we are going to color the balloons. Now you see it comes with balloons on the string right there, and you could just use those. I just like how much more effect you get when you add the extra balloons on top, and this set does cut these balloons out separately for you, which is really cool because you can make all kinds of things. The other nice thing about these balloons is the center of them actually has an embossed heart on it, which looks really cool and gives you a cool place to color. Now let's put this 3D card together. This box pop comes with all these flowers and everything, but really all I need this time is the base die. So I'm just going to use the bottom part of it, and that makes it a little easier, and you'll see that it cuts out this big piece right here that we're going to use lots of embossed folding areas. This piece will fit on a 6x6 piece of paper. So I've cut, this is a 12x12 original sheet, so I cut it down the 6-inch line, and I can make 2 from that. So this has lots of score lines in it. I'm going to hold it up close to the camera so you can see the score lines. There's one on this tab right here. There's a score line to fold it in 3 different places here, and another tab. So I'm going to fold it and show you how this works. So I've zoomed in so you can see these embossed lines really well. So I'm going to start folding on my embossed lines. You can use a bone folder, you can use your fingers, whatever you want to do. But we're folding this very well on all of these lines, and then I'll show you how it fits together. So right here, you've got to fold. I'm going to fold that one. This one's a little trickier, so I'll probably use my bone folder on that. Now we're going to fold the next part. So we're going to fold right here on this score line. I'm going to get that one really nice and flat, and then we only have one more score line on this, and we'll start attaching things. So here's the other, it's a tab, and you want to make sure that's a good bent tab. So how this is going to work, it's going to fold, you see this? So this is half a circle basically, or half an oval, and it's going to fold like that. So where I suggest starting to adhere it is this bottom tab. I like to, so, you know, you can't put a whole lot of pressure or you're going to smush this down. So I add my glue, and then I'm going to hold that tab evenly against this. So I stick my hands inside of it, even it up, and hold it until that glue adheres. So right here, it's attached, and what will eventually happen when we lay it flat is we're going to bring these tabs around the side. I'm going to speed this one up and just kind of show you my folding again so that you know how to do the second half. I'm going to do this one without the bone folder, and it still works perfectly fine that way. Just do a good job firm folding. And then we'll get this glued together, and we're going to let these 2 sides dry, and we'll start putting the card together. Now is where you add your scooter. So I'm going to have to glue these 2 halves together as my next part of the project, but I want my scooter to be centered in there. So we're going to glue the scooter white piece to one of these. So here's how it fits. We're going to have to glue it to one of the sides, and then we're going to glue the 2 sides together. You really want to look from the front and make sure that you can't see any of that white part sticking up. So I scoop mine all the way down to the bottom. See how that makes sure that you don't see the white at all? And then I'm going to glue it there. So just like the other pieces, make sure you hold this firmly until you get it to stick, and then we can glue other pieces together. But I like to hold it for a minute or so. Once that's dry, we can add the other piece, and you see I have to flip it around because those hooks on the side, they're little tabs, they need to be facing the same direction. So I'm going to glue it together like this, and then I'll show you how the rest of it fits together. So I put my glue all along the middle, but I also glue these little tabs, and see that one's starting to come apart, so I'm really holding it together. You want those 2 tabs to stick together, so as much as you can put pressure on the different areas, that will help you out. Now it's time to start making this fold around in an oval shape. So that's what those tabs are for. So you've got a little notch here. I'm going to go ahead and put my tab through there, get that straightened out. Same with the other side. And then we're going to start gluing these together. So there's a tab right here where my green fingernail is. Going to put some glue on it. And I already did this on the other side, so I wanted to show you how to do it. This is hard to hold together. You got this kind of fragile thing here, so I just have to hold it in my hands for a little while, holding the two tabs together. All that's left to do is if you want to put something on the front, and I did want to put one of the sentiments and use some of these fun hearts to kind of decorate. So they look so good with it. So once I've got it all stuck down and dry, I'm going to put these on there and I'll show you the final product. So I really like making a shadow with my silver cardstock and then using the Copic coloring behind it. So I'm going to shadow my words and then I'm going to put this silver on front. So you can see I added some hearts. I think this could be a great birthday card with a different sentiment. So much fun stuff you can do with this 3D card. I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks so much for joining me on my channel. And if you need any of the products, they are all listed below and have a small affiliate link for me. So thank you. Have a great day. Bye.